Las Vegas is a place that is always changing and evolving.
I think that chefs are, they've come to the point where they want to be themselves and show their style. And you see more chefs now migrating downtown.
What you have is like a city that is very much on top of its game in the culinary world. I mean, really, you can come here and make a name for yourself as a chef and have a very successful career.
We want to eat in our neighborhood and not just on the Strip. We've got a solid community that's building around that, especially in downtown Las Vegas.
Sheridan Su is a veteran Las Vegas chef that spent many years working in some of the best fine dining restaurants on the Strip. He took a pretty unorthodox path from there to get to where he is now.
My mom's first job in the US was at a Chinese restaurant. They brought me into the kitchen, said, hey, if I'm gonna be around, might as well peel a few onions. So I went into the kitchen and they taught me a lot of things. To me, it was so magical.
He cooked on a food truck for a while. He cooked from a counter in a hair salon in suburban Las Vegas, which I'm pretty sure has never been done before.
When he took it into his own hands, he had a small kiosk, and the buzz started spreading around town.
And then he eventually opened Fowl.
So Fowl, they have all their attention on a classic style Hainanese chicken.
This dish started in Hainan, China. Eventually, the people living there, they immigrated to the rest of Southeast Asia. So they all have their own versions of this dish. I kind of see it as paying respect to the chicken.
It is poached and it's boneless, and it comes out with this amazing side of rice that's got chicken smolts in it. It's very simple.
If one component isn't perfect, then the whole dish is a failure. About 3 years ago, me and my wife made a trip out to Taipei. Across the street from where my grandma lived was a restaurant called Boon King Chicken.
So we ate there. Unassumingly, it was one of the best meals of our lives.
So we took our first bite and we looked at each other.
We're like, what is going on? This is so insanely good.
I was fascinated by how harmonious everything was together.
We were so blown away by such a simple dish.
I was obsessed.
And he started making lots and lots of chicken rice.
I'm always learning, I'm always tweaking, always trying to get better.
He is a chef who is obsessed with whatever he's working on and built a restaurant around a single, very specific dish that a lot of people in Las Vegas had no experience with whatsoever, and he made it work.
Cooking a comfort food really puts you in a very vulnerable state. You're at the center of attack from so many different people who have had that certain comfort food so many different ways. I'm very proud of him because he felt like he had come upon the perfect recipe for him.
Honing your craft on one particular thing makes you a master of that dish. I think they've done that there very well.
That moment where I took my first bite of that chicken rice, I want to give that to every single guest. So with this location, the guests have a full dining experience. What's really exciting is we have some of the best bartenders in the city. On the weekends, we have live music, and it's definitely much more of a party atmosphere. Big flavors, small flavors, stuff that people could share and pick at.
His work at Fowl recently earned him a James Beard nomination for Best Chef Southwest. That kind of award and recognition doesn't happen to Las Vegas chefs very often. Happens to local chefs off the Strip almost never.
This day and age, we are definitely at the top of our game, and chefs want to move here to be a part of that movement that is starting at the ground level.
Kind of our goal for Las Vegas is we're looked at as underdogs. So we're kind of all in this to raise the bar for Las Vegas.